Hello everyone. Today I will discuss about a few important tips regarding doing phacoemulsification in a patient with a small pupil without using pupil expander devices. An old lady came to us with dense cataract in one eye, and she lost other eye because of the chronic narrow angle glaucoma. She was on pilocarpine for the last so many years. Her pupil became miotic and non-dilating. So we stopped the pilocarpine, and it is always recommended to stop pilocarpine as early as possible. With mydriatics, her pupillary dilation was below 4 mm, and during preoperative examination, my gut feeling was that I could manage it without pupil expander and under topical anesthesia. I stained the anticapsule with Topon Blue and started capsular access. Whenever we make capsular access, we always try to make it slightly smaller than the pupil size, but here the challenge was to give the size which should be at least more than 1 millimeter of the pupil size. Here I made it just the size of pupil or slightly bigger than the decent hydrodissection or hydrodelineation is mandatory in such cases. Always try to rotate the nucleus and see whether your nucleus is free or not. Selection of viscoelastic is very important. Always try to use a combination of dispersive and cohesive viscoelastic. With the use of good viscoelastic, you can get an additional dilation of around 1 or 2 millimeters. Then for phaco fragmentation, which phaco technique would you like to do? Do you want to go do any procedures blindly? So in such cases, vertical chop technique is always beneficial, because here we do all maneuvers right in the center under proper visualization. Always try to divide the nucleus in smaller pieces and keep all pieces in the bag. And when you are sure that your pieces are good enough, and then you can bring the pieces at the center and then try to do phaco fragmentation. Always try to keep the phaco tip in the center. Do not try to run behind the nuclear pieces to catch blindly underneath the iris or the capsule margin. In such cases, your second hand training plays a very important role. With the second hand instrument, you can not only keep the iris away, but you can assist the pieces to reach the phaco tip safely. This is the most crucial time of the surgery, so do not do any step blindly, and take your time and just maintain your patience. If pupil becomes more miotic, supplement intracameral epitrate and use viscoelastics to stretch the pupil. So, a few tips I want to share with you: that always listen to your heart. If you are not sure, do not try this. So always try to use pupil expander devices. They are safe and they reduce the complication. For better dilation, use intracameral epitrate. Always stain the anticapsule with Topon Blue dye. Here the choice of viscoelastic is very important, and the combination of dispersive and cohesive is the best for such cases. Try to make the slightly bigger capsular axis than pupil size. So we have to go underneath the pupil. Always do good hydro procedures to make the nucleus mobile before starting phaco. Prefer the phaco technique where there is no need to go underneath the iris, and there should not be any procedure blindly. So always try to master the vertical chop, which is the safest technique in such cases. Train your second hand, because that is the main rescuer, and it not only protects the iris to be caught by phaco tip, but it also helps to feed the nucleus fragments to the tip. So I managed this case without any problem. I implanted the lens in the bag. Before closing the surgery, it is always advisable to ensure whether your IOL is present in the bag or not. So check with the second hand instrument. You can hook the iris and you can check whether your intercapsular margin is properly placed anteriorly over the lens or not. Thanks for watching.